Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Paris. This channel, for the past couple months, I've been exploring the concept of taste and how creative mind like ours works in this crazy AI dominated world. It's not really dominated yet, but I think soon it will be. Did you hear the news about Sora already shut down? All this news and see how all this new technology come and go. As an outsider, I do feel the urge of catching up things all the time. And yeah, I want to use this chance to every week with my live streaming. I want to reflect real feelings, like what I feel at this moment and then what I think it could benefit us in the future, or somehow this urge of proving that I can help everyone also become a topic that I want to explore. Because I've been developing and thinking about this concept of taste, how I develop my own lens of seeing the world or express my feeling about all these informations. And I find it somehow overwhelming a lot of time. So the other day I was looking at all these videos, because you know how algorithm works. Once you start to talk about the things that you like, once I start about taste, I see all the videos talk about taste. A lot of creative directors talk about taste. A lot of famous, maybe CEOs are talking about taste, how it's like the new intelligence, which I'm happy to see because I want to see how other people talk about the topic I'm interested. Also give me a lot of noise of, should I talk about the same angle, or am I the expert on this? I think that's how you guys feel. Once you have an idea in your mind, of course, other people can copy your idea and generating tons of other ideas through AI. And as a creative person, you start to question yourself, and you're lost in this limbo of answers. And you start to feel like, why do I create things like this? What is the goal? Why I'm not enjoying myself anymore? So I took a little break. When I say break, doesn't mean I'm not working anymore, because there's still a lot of other projects are going on right now. But my break is more about like, do I have to prove I have a point every single week? What if I don't have the point at this moment? So, but now I'm back. So I took some days and I want to see some other artworks. I actually find this really interesting show happening in Tokyo right now about time. And it kind of gave me a lot of inspirations, and I want to share here to show you guys how I feel about this show. There's some video I want to show you. It's such a soothing and meditative show that I really love when I'm watching this. It's called What Passes is Time, We're Eternal. And then one of the show is look like this. I want to show you. So there are bubbles come out like this automatically, like natural. I don't know how to do inside. It's like an installation, and each bubble have its own, because of the wind, how they blow it, and then each bubble will come out in a different way, landed on the surface, and it's called the moon reflecting in the river or water. And each bouncing is different. And then when it bounced on the surface, how it busted at the end is also different. So I stayed there for quite a long time, just looking at all these bubbles come and go with its own rhythm. It's like they're racing. but there is no logic behind like why some of them are. I know there's a physics, but I'm pretty sure the creator didn't really calculate which bubble goes further, which bubble can land it earlier. There is no prediction like that. But when you look at it for a long time, you start to think about, like, philosophically, you're just thinking how kind of how life works at this moment. For me, I don't have this for quite a long time. I feel like I don't have this waiting this moment. I'm always searching for answer, and then because of AI, I feel like I can just jump into any kind of topic and then grab all the answers as I want it. And then that kind of process make me too much looking for fast answer, and then stop. When it's no answer, when it stops, I start to feel anxious. I don't know if you have the same feeling, but I think that kills our creativity a lot, because we don't feel this, I guess, as I said here, the boredom. Like we cannot bear ourselves to be bored anymore, which is pretty scary, because when our brain cannot sit with still or the boredom, there is no more space to create. All we're doing is trying to find answer. And for me, because I'm also constantly trying to figure out a way to express that into a video and find angles to express my perspective into a certain angle, that is even worse for creativity, because you are not just creating. I'm not just creating for myself. I'm creating for my audience, and which is good if the answer gives a certain perspective and open up other people's mind. That's my goal. But if that answer is forced, and I feel like I need to have an answer at this moment, and I have to give the answer, then the result won't be as good as I want it. That's what I mean. Like that's what I mean by taste, is when we have infinite ways of creating things. When we have a question in your mind, and then we want an answer from it, and then instead of having a fullness of tension into that one topic and dive into that one topic, or having a really amazing conversation with someone about that topic, keep asking, exploring the question, going all over the place, because of AI, I feel like my brain is somehow too much searching for the answer right away. That's why sometimes as I mentioned, I always ask people to let AI to question you. Or when I do image generating, sometimes I'm also really giving a crazy prompt, try not to get the result I think I will get. It become more like argument and then debate, and then finally it is something that I think that's the answer, because I need challenge. I feel like that challenge is giving me a lot of excitement as a creative person. When every creativity, hobby, social connection, identity all become this way to contribute future visibility, and play become wasteful. So how I want to be playful again, and then make video as like a kid again. I want to create this kind of conversation as like a group of kids who doesn't have the knowledge of anything, just literally throw out all the questions that we want, and then just having this really good conversation about something we don't know. Why everything sounds like we know? Right? I mean, so I have this some ideas in my mind. Maybe that will help me. Of course, some people now really having these no phone moments. Let your brain wander, which I'm doing it because I do think that helps with my taste training. I need to trust more about my gut, how I want to create things, not based on the algorithm, how other people talk about certain things. I really wanted to let my words come out as I want it, not what the algorithm wanted, which is really somehow bad for my channel because I know how YouTube and everything works, but I also heard in the future the algorithm is changing. And when I want people to come to my channel more like wondering what's going on, maybe there's someone doesn't really know it at all, but exploring this crazy world right now, too much information is okay. We can go through this together. Maybe find the answer as we go. For example, when I'm exploring, I want to shout out to one of my friends because when I exploring showing this 100 days of training, taste training, develop your taste training, I read a lot of books and I try not to have old answer right away because I want to develop this series of short video based on my own experience. As time goes by, I will have more clear mind about what I want to say. And then right now I know what this topic is about. I know exactly what I'm going, like the big topic, the big umbrella, I have it, but I wanted each example to be more fruitful. And I even when I post all this series of videos, I have feedback from friends or people telling me how they feel. But one of my friends, he's a photographer, this is his photography, Yoshiki, thank you. He gave me a really good feedback that I find it really helpful for creating this piece, this series of video. He said, I think these videos we're making is helpful for those who are not confident in expressing themselves and the inner creative visions. Uniqueness is universal, but unfortunately for the most of the people, it's not easy to recognize it. And I don't know, at the moment I was like, yes, that's exactly how I feel. Like this is why I want to create things today. This is why I want to talk about taste training, because I really think everyone have this eager to express themselves through a certain way. But before, you need to take days, years to develop some skill. Now you don't need that much time to develop that particular skill, but you can figure out what's like underneath the surface of your desire. Try to be creative again, and I think everyone have that ability. And then we have to like kind of balance the desire of showing what we know, what we can create with all these tools, and then the boredom of not knowing the result. I know it sounds a little bit complicated, but this is like really what I want to say at this moment. That's how I feel, like, because before, when I'm making augmented reality works, and what's in my mind, it's like, okay, I have this idea of how 3D object moves, and now I have the tools. For example, the other day I saw Luma. Luma is giving this new tool of creating images, and I try to use Luma to ask if I want to create this augmented reality skybox, what kind of idea you can give me. Before that, I already have an idea of like exactly how I wanted to make this. We already have conversation and we already have a 3D model we wanted to work on. For example, it's about this theme is about sensory politics. In the age of dominated by algorithm, we receive countless pieces of information daily. When algorithms set the boundaries of our private universe, do we process the freedom to choose what we feel and redefine seeing and being seen? And we have this idea of having this almost like a heartbeat shape in the middle of the skybox, under the skybox, and when you point at it, it's giving different emotions feedback, like anger, calm. I think there's other ones like sad or happy, like different kind of emotions. We have the idea, but I want to see how AI giving me the some idea of the images, and it does give a really interesting look at this one. It's like Tokyo sky with a lot of words and images, and then this one it does give me a lot of inspiration about this topic, but at the same time I'm like, am I gonna use this? What kind of choice do I make based on all these beautiful images that give me what process of like inspiration I get from AI images? You know what I mean? And that's just one project I'm using AI as an inspiration. But when I'm making choices, that's where I start to think a lot. Instead of choosing what's already there, I start to try to give myself more time to observe. And because I also want to practice how I, like through my own taste lens, what kind of product, what kind of information, what kind of like a final result I can have. And also there's another game I played during this show. It's also giving me the similar idea of how people using AI to choose. The show is about, it's a game that AI generating all these different lives, like profile of person. So based on different choices you make, you become that person when they're 20, 40, 60, and because of I'll show you, because the life you choose, because the choices you make, then your life become different person. Like I think mine is at the beginning, this person have pretty good life as a company, making her own company, and then it's somehow bankrupt. And then because of another choices of like, do I want to restart to go to college, or I want to sell the company, something like that. So every choices you make, it give you little branches of other lives. It's so fascinating as like AI related project in the museum. So that's one of the things I was looking at. It was like, I love it. I just love to looking at things like that, play things like that to see how other people using AI to create meaningful project. I just generally speaking, I think our world at this moment needs more meaningful things. We need to create more meaningful things instead of chasing the trend, chasing the algorithm, and all kind of sounds the same. And there's one video I saw about creativity,
and that feeling.
She's talking about become your own muse, and one of the 907. I want to show you a little bit. This one girl talk about creativity.
Maybe we are here to create what we are seeking. What you're drawn to is unique. It's not what everybody else is drawn to. What moves you is not what moves everyone else. And I think when we're out in the world and we inch towards an urgency or eagerness to overflow, or to receive an overflow, whether that be from a teacher or a peer or a mystical stranger that has wisdom to share. I think sometimes that can bring about a feeling, maybe like the same kind of feeling that you feel at a concert, where the hairs on your arms stand up and you, for a moment, feel so close to the artist and those who also love the same artist. And I think about how the artist who created that music was searching for a feeling. And ultimately, I think maybe they were searching for the feeling that they would feel to create that song. And in creating it, and then in sharing it with the world, it became something that many people were looking for. But before that artist could create that song, they had to feel what it was like to live in a world without that song, which ultimately led them to create that song. When you go out into the world, when you feel close to the answer, what if it's because the answer already lives within you and life is like a game of hot and cold, and when you're getting warmer, you can feel it, to find a way to exist in the world that feels truly authentic and satisfying and fulfilling. All of us want that. And I really do think that
I love it so much. Like the way how she expressed this, it's like it's showing we are all creative creatures. We're built to create as a human being. So no matter if AI exists or not, can generating tons of answers or images or not, they cannot take off our creative eager. But why sometimes I feel that my creative eager is gone is because creativity is never about getting the answer. It's always about searching for the answer and the fullness of attention on each little thing. And that warmth of you getting something right, or the excitement of you seeing something new. That's for me, it's creativity. Like why I was really drawn to AI and fashion is because it opens up a new door for people like me, love fashion but cannot sew one button. That for me is new possibilities. Technology, the best explanation of why technology exists is because it opens up new doors for us. It doesn't have, so I don't want technology to close door to us, to close door to any creative people supposed to have better idea. But how we can stay sane and use AI more like a reference or new door for possibilities instead of kill our creativity, that inside of you. I think that's what I'm trying to develop here. I love this quote from one of the Substack article I read. There are so many things I want to read with you guys through this live streaming because I want it to be inspiring. And as I mentioned, I don't really have to have answer all the time. Sometimes I just wonder, and it's as if I'm like even creating for myself. This article is called "You Can Do Anything You Want, You're Bound by Nothing." Such a I feel freedom from this, and this is how I want to feel in this time. I feel like we're bounded, seems like we're bounded by everything because we're constantly online and feel like we got to do something at a moment to make some meaningful thing. But at the same time, we're just human beings who are like, waiting and then do nothing. It's fine. There's one quote she's saying, "Go and make art that doesn't fit into anyone's idea of what art should be. Go and create something that only you can see. Don't wait for the approval of others. Don't wait for someone to tell you what your work matters. Go and create. For the sake of creation itself, even if no one ever sees, even if no one ever understands it. Your expression of your soul is worth every second of effort, every brushstroke, every word, every note is worth it. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what the world thinks. It's about how you feel when you create, how you feel when you pour your heart into something, and it reflects who you truly are. Go and waste your time. Waste your time. Yes, waste. We always say we don't have time. Now, I also try to tell myself, don't say I don't have time. Maybe I don't, but I have 10 minutes. If I have 10 minutes, I'll be there 10 minutes, do nothing, or read some words, maybe 10 words. I'll repeatedly reading that 10 words. Maybe that will give me something that I never felt before. I want to feel this wasting, this wonder, this nothingness. Don't live by the clock that tells you to be efficient, productive, or successful. Waste your time reading books that challenge your mind, make you uncomfortable, make you think. Waste it on a conversation that make you laugh until your stomach hurts. Waste it on wandering through places that don't have a destination. Waste it on experiences that make your soul sing. Waste it on falling in love with someone who might not stay. And letting that love break you, because even heartbreak teaches you something profound about human condition. I can read this whole article. I really love how she write it. But what I want to say is, I feel fortunate that I have this platform. I can share my thought with the people I love, or with the people who wanted to feel some kind of connection. Maybe there's one person, there's two person, maybe one of you out there needed this right this moment. That's why I always appreciate social media at the same time. But also I wanted to say, even though I don't call myself influencer, I'm trying to be if there's a word for it, maybe I want to be the person online that can make people think within, like look into themselves, and especially in the noisy world, also get excited, inspired by some new things that never appeared before. Like it's so new and exciting that make people feel chill. Like I wish, I'm really happy that I live in this period of time, because I can see all these amazing things that are happening around me. But at this moment, sometimes when I look online, I don't feel this excitement. Of course, articles like this make me excited, but sometimes it just made me feel like anxious, a lot of anxiety. But I hope that's not going to happen for all of you follow my work. And then there's another article, like it's called "The Personality of You: How to Get Your Personality Back." Yeah, but I'm not gonna read everything. I just want to show you how some quote here, and I give myself like kind of like a playlist, like what the project I want to play now. Once a month, I go out and do thrifting, and I want to make a video of styling. I try different AI styling app to figure out if AI can style me, and then use myself as a canvas, almost like building different outfit, and see if it's like play dress up as a kid. I find that's one way for me to be creative again, using clothes to express myself, and using AI at the same time to create avatar that feel like I'm living in another world. Like there are two of me living with different fashion creations for expressing myself virtually and real life. That's one thing that I'm really excited to do. I don't know if you're a writer, maybe you wanted to go out, talk with people about your idea. I don't know, like maybe like play writing. writing like you're a 5-year-old and telling secret to your notebook, journaling, really showing how you feel on your journal. I also started to journal a lot as well. I find it's really helpful, and give yourself more like time to dive into how you feel deep inside. I like that. Again, I want to feel this playfulness, and then play telling story, play spot new things. Because I think another thing about us not feeling like a kid is we kind of feel like we already seen it all. We already seen everything. And even online, when I remember when VR started or AR started, I get so excited. Even with AI started, I get so excited. I feel like, oh my God, there's so many possibilities. But AI only shows what's already there. So even with the image, it doesn't give me that much excitement anymore because it's based on all the data is already there. So that's why I wanted to eventually, my ultimate goal is to create something that never existed before. Even art or online fashion or styling, everything starts to look very much the same, and it's not that exciting anymore. I don't know how you feel, but that's really how I feel lately. That's why I'm a little bit losing this desire in my heart to feel this excitement, and and then I hope through the 100 days of series of like taste train, develop taste, I can discover something new. So maybe in the next live streaming video, I wanted to try to find some tools for you guys to use, to find your desire to create and possibly discover something new that no one else have discovered, as a project. No, as a reference. Sorry, my mind was just like wondered. As a project, I also find there's some archive or image inspiration I listed here. There's some really good references that people can use for your project if you have something in mind you want to develop. And then the days have their free issue of online magazine every month. The first couple weeks, I think it's free. So as you can see, there's so many resources now that it's open for everyone to look at. We have all the things that we can look at. We don't have to go to the library to research on like very thick book to find where the references. So everything is so easy at our fingertip. How can that help us? How can it not make us be more creative? My question. So this is what I'm gonna practice for the next couple of weeks. I hope you enjoy this. I hope it somehow give you inspiration. And as I conclude this, it's to have the time and waiting and feeling and becoming. The time to get bored and waiting and feeling is something that I'm pretty much enjoying right now. I read more books now on my free time. And I don't really pretend if I see something new. I don't pretend, oh, this is so exciting, when it's not, because I've seen it before. But when there are a lot of like tools that I find, oh, this won't exist a couple months ago, they just make me learn more things that also make me feel excited. So please share with me if you have any thoughts, ideas, or things that you find it fascinating. In the age of AI, as a creator, I find out we start to have a lot of creators that follow my account that are doing really cool stuff. And shout out to my friend Selma, who's also doing, she's focused a lot about plant and digital, like AI and digital art. that's her obsession. And I love when people obsess about certain items and they dive deep into that topic and it open up a new world for you. I feel like everyone have that taste in their heart. They just need to dig that out. I think for me, through the time I was like developing my 100 Days series, I do have entrepreneurial mind. I do have philosophical mind. I question a lot and I observe a lot. So that's my strength. It's kind of my taste. It's a little bit hard to become a very solid idea and then very hard to explain most of the time. But as this show is telling me, when what passes is time, we're eternal. Like, I just give me a lot of ease to feel, even if I don't know if I have the answer for a lot of things, but as you develop that topic that you're interested in, no matter what kind of strength you have, maybe your strength is not like anyone else. You cannot sew a fashion piece when you want to be a fashion designer. You cannot be a good editor when you're when you want to be a film director. But because of AI, one day those tool or the way to do it, it's going to be very easy. So it's going to be boom, one click, and then things will turn into the thing you want. So what's valuable is the moment when you're developing what's in your mind. It's not about the making anymore. It's more about the thought process of wanting to desire to make something. That's more valuable, I think. Let me know what you think. And yeah, this is a short talk, but I'm enjoying this. I'll post as a video as well. And then I'm posting another long video about this new AI signing app I'm exploring, working on, and reviewing. I hope that can help you if you're into like personal styling with new technology. Yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.